Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And yeah, something strange happened at Disney. The head of Disney Animation, Jennifer Lee, who was in charge of Frozen 1 and 2, and she was also in charge of, Wish and Strange World.
Yeah, she was the chief creative officer.
Well, she's no longer the chief creative officer of animation. She is now just going to be working on making movies. And if you're
just Frozen
movies,
as far as I know,
and
that's all that's been mentioned is Frozen.
If you read between the lines from what you're telling me, it sounds like she got demoted.
I don't know. I'm just saying, could she have chosen just to focus on Frozen movies when she's writing and directing Frozen 3 and just writing Frozen 4? Perhaps, but why would you leave your chief creative officer position to do that? Because she was being chief creative officer working on stuff before.
Yeah, and this comes right after it came out that, it was in, where was it? IGN. Yeah, IGN did the article talking about Pixar animators and the pressure that they were under to make money, and they had to make a lot of changes to Inside Out 2, including de-gaying Inside Out 2. And they were using movies like Lightyear and Strange World as examples of what not to do, and she was in charge of those movies. I think they gave her a chance. And it didn't work out, but she was.
Well, she'd been in charge of Strange World, not Lightyear, but yeah.
Yeah, but what happened was when they got rid of John Lasseter from Disney, they basically took his job and they split it up between two people. It was Jennifer Lee on the Disney side, the Disney Animation Studios side, and Pete Docter on the Pixar side. And Pete Docter said repeatedly he's under a lot of pressure to perform because Disney thinks every one of their movies needs to make over $1 billion at the box office. Frozen 3 and 4 probably will make $1 billion at the box office, if we're being honest. But it sounds like they're like, yeah, we don't trust you. We don't really trust you anymore.
She's no longer being chief creative officer. They're putting in this Jared Bush instead. And he worked on Moana. He wrote the first Moana. He worked on Moana 2, and he did, I forget the other one. Oh, Zootopia and Encanto.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting, too, because with all the stuff going on at Paramount, it does look like John Lasseter is going to be in charge of, all of that. And they're going to be going head-to-head with Paramount and Skydance, and he's already pulling people away from Disney. So this is really interesting. Again, the timing of this is very, very interesting, and it's happening right before the end of the fiscal year. And, their box office, a lot of people have been talking about how poorly these movies have done. And they're like, yeah, you're out. You had a chance. Just go make Frozen. Let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you get woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
So behind the scenes, I've actually have friends who are in animation discords, and they've actually been sending some images here and there from different animators around the Disney scene, and they're all freaking out. Everybody's freaking out about everything. They're like, yeah, it feels like the other shoe is going to drop any day now on Disney Animation, both theatrical and television. And we had that article talking about Inside Out 2, and now we have this with Jennifer Lee. So walk me through what's going on here.
So scroll down some more. So explain what's going on about that. She's been there 6 years, and now she's getting pushed to do Frozen. She's stepping down, is what they keep saying. I found that usually when you step down, is usually you were given the boot, but I
100%, because she can't say I'm a woman in animation and I got demoted, and now they're putting another guy.
I just don't understand why she's writing and directing Frozen 3 and only writing Frozen 4. Why that means she can't be chief creative officer unless they told her she couldn't be. Because as chief creative officer before, she was still working on other things.
Lasseter was working on Toy Story.
I'm just saying, you were writing Frozen 2. She was doing Frozen 2 while she, so. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh no, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Their story doesn't make sense.
They're not going to come out and say, yes, we shit canned the first female head of animation at Disney. We demoted her, and now she's only working on Frozen movies. She's going to work on the Elsa factory. And that's where she came from. But yeah, that's more than likely that's what happened.
So she said about her time at Disney Animation as the CCO, saying, I am grateful to Bob and Alan. Alan is the Bergman.
Alan Bergman, yeah.
Yeah, he's the co-head of Disney Entertainment with Dana Walden. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm grateful to Bob and Alan for supporting my decision to return to filmmaking full time. Mm-hmm. Sure, it was your decision. Every day working with them is a masterclass in creativity, business, community, and integrity. Are you sure about the last one, especially with Bob Iger?
Yeah.
I've always believed in Jared's incredible talent and can't wait to see with his passion and dedication to animation what he brings as the CCO. For me, getting to collaborate with a studio of artists, animators, and storytellers is such a privilege. I look forward to all we will create together. I don't think she's personally deciding to not be the chief creative officer anymore, just to go be the writer and director on Frozen. That's a step. That's stepping down.
That's a step down. Yes.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Yeah. She would have been overseeing both of those movies and other movies, and yeah, they don't trust her. They don't trust her outside of Frozen.
And I wonder if they're like you had said to me, are they sending her over there to oversee the crunch? And it's possible.
That is possible. Yeah. Given.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and then we know Pixar and Walt Disney Animation. They said for every one original movie, they're going to be doing 2 sequels. Okay. So Jared Bush made comments about going over to Disney Animation and stuff as a chief creative officer. But if you go down some more, we have the full memo she sent out to staffers today.
Again, a day or two after that IGN article drops, and everybody around Disney, as I understand it right now, they're all freaking the hell out, and then this happens. So it's weird, guys. It's weird.
So it's long, but...
Oh, God, we can take turns.
Okay, go ahead. You start.
Okay, I'll be Jennifer. Morning, all. For so many of us, here our dreams came true when we joined Walt Disney Animation Studios.
That's not what I hear.
I pushed John Lasseter out and took his job. No. I pinch myself every day that I get to be part of the Disney magic with all of you as our stories bring genuine hope, wonder, possibility, entertainment, and joy to the world through the beautiful craft of animation. It's been my great honor to be CCO these past 6 years. I'm so proud of all we built together, weathered together, and discovered together. The love, dedication, talent, and passion you show every day is not just an inspiration to me, it's an inspiration to the world. As you know from Alan's email, I will be returning to filmmaking, full-time writing and directing with Mark Smith on Frozen 3 and 4.
Right. I'm going to not be the chief creative officer to go work on filmmaking full-time.
I admit I was hooked from the moment Mark first pitched this new adventure for our gang, and I'm in awe of the incredible work he's done since then developing this powerful story. As a studio, we are fairly new to musical sequels, and this will be our first story told over 2 films at once. This is going to be like Back to the Future 2 and 3. I'm excited for the challenge and so grateful for this opportunity to return to filmmaking and can think of no better way to do so than Frozen. Elsa's not going to get a girlfriend, guys. I'm just telling you. They're going to get a note from the top. She ain't getting a girlfriend.
But beyond that, though, I'm just like, they told me about their idea for Frozen. Somebody else's idea for Frozen, and I'm going to go work with them on their idea for Frozen.
She's not even
I'm directing it, but I'm stepping down from the chief creative officer position to go do that. That makes no flipping sense.
That makes no sense. I'm going to step down as the editor of the newspaper and become a freelancer.
Because
I feel like I'm more valuable as a stringer. We used to call them stringers. I'm more valuable as a stringer than I am the editor of the paper. Yeah,
I'm gonna step down. I'm gonna freelancer working on these 2 sections. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they're not gonna shit can her.
She's staying on to get Frozen done
because she did Frozen 1 and 2, and it made a lot of money. But yeah, you are correct. She would have been in charge when Frozen 2 came out.
I'm just saying, and the person that had the story that she's writing with and directing somebody else's story. It's not even her story now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why does she need to be in? Yeah,
she was supposed to be overseeing it, and instead they booted her ass out and said, "Go make more Frozen."
It's interesting. One of the things that makes Disney so special is our commitment to having filmmakers as our studio leaders. So wait, filmmakers are studio leaders. Then why aren't you no longer the studio leader just to go be a filmmaker? I'm just asking. I'm just saying the quiet part out loud. This morning, Alan also announced that Jared Bush has agreed to be our new chief creative officer. Jared's talents as an animation writer and director stretch far beyond the Zootopia and Moana as an Encanto. He is committed to the studio and its future, and I truly believe that his passion, his tireless work ethic, and his pursuit of excellence will only make us stronger. I am so grateful to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman for their incredible support and guidance over all these years until they kicked me to the curb. Every moment I've gotten to work with them has been a masterclass. Okay, that's the same part. In creativity, business, community, integrity, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I also want to thank Clark Spencer, the greatest partner anyone could ever have. He is brilliant, patient, and like Kristoff from Frozen, he is the honest goods. He is our rock and will continue to be. And I could not have made it through the hours without Eileen. I can't say your last name. And her care for the studio, her knowledge, and her considerate spirit remains a beacon to all of us. I can't wait to get back in the rooms with you. I can't wait to get down there with the plebs. Thank you again for everything. You're all worth melting for. Sincerely, Jen.
Yeah, she's getting blamed for these failures because it happened on her watch.
I mean, in our opinion. We don't know that for a fact.
I speak corporate, right?
We don't know it for a fact, but there's really some weirdness here.
They are letting her stay, obviously, because she worked on Frozen. She still has value to the company working on Frozen movies. She's going to be working on Frozen until you're 90.
This is like that one guy that was in charge of the live action remakes. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. And he's like, oh, I'm no longer in charge of this, but I'm going to go to other opportunities. But before I do, I'm going to work on some of these filmmaking things. I'm stepping down. I mean, I'm going to go work on that out of my own choice to go work on these other things, more in the trenches before I go do my other stuff. It's not because I'm demoted, guys.
No,
but that's exactly what's going on.
She was in charge when they released Wish and when they released Strange World, and she probably, as the COO, she probably wasn't involved enough in those movies, which is why they turned out the way that they did. Or she was, and she just wasn't very damn good. Wasn't she involved in Wreck-It Ralph too?
Well, yeah, I believe so.
And that was a piece of shit.
Well, here's the funny thing to me. Usually you saw her with Pete Docter. It was always, Jennifer Lee and Pete Docter, because they took two people to replace John Lasseter.
Yes.
And now one of them staying after Inside Out 2, which makes you wonder, was he going to be gone too? One's staying after Inside Out 2. One's being moved to production after, Wish.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. I think again, reading between the lines with the situation over at Pixar, I think Doctor was given an ultimatum. Because Disney has to be like, look, the bean counters are going to look at this and they're going to be like, look, we are getting the shit kicked out of us at the box office. Illumination and DreamWorks are eating our lunch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no excuse. Like, we were making $1 billion. Every Pixar movie was breaking $1 billion or coming pretty damn close to it for years. Well, what changed? John Lasseter. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy. No, I love to be that guy. John Lasseter. You push John Lasseter
he loves to be that guy. Trust me. I live with him.
I do. I am always that guy.
Then they put him in his place right after.
Yeah, she does. But yeah, I 100% believe this is the ripple effect of pushing John Lasseter out, because we're seeing almost everything that has come out without him being involved has been shit, and it has underperformed. And they had to intervene in Inside Out 2, and I think Frozen 3 and 4 are going to be that there's going to be a lot of tinkering. Moana 2, they moved it out of the damn country. Let that sink in. Moana 2 coming out this fall. Huge, massive release for Disney. They moved production out of the country. I have to wonder if they didn't move to Canada to get away from her oversight.
No, she'd still be in charge of it though. But it's just like, I don't know, guys. It's really weird. Is it possible? Yes. Do I believe it? No. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah. So there it is, guys. There it is. I think that we're going to see some. I think we're going to see some changes at Disney. I think it's going to. Again, you can't steer the Titanic away from the iceberg quickly. Well, the Titanic didn't, get steered away from the iceberg. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's a big ship, a lot of moving parts. These movies are in development for years, but I think they're starting to catch on. Like, oh my God, guys, we have to make money. We have to make money.
You finally figured out what the iceberg is.
They finally figured out. Yeah. They're figuring out who the icebergs are at the company.
Silver and gold.
All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Join the reef. Go to clownfish-.com. That's clownfish-.com. You will get exclusive access to podcasts and videos and comic strips and more, as well as merch discounts. Check it out. If you were a member, you could get this t-shirt, this dismal t-shirt on our website. You'd get a 10% discount on that. You can also join in the community on clownfish-.com. Thank you so much for the support.